The one thing I have learned in all my years as a steam locomotive is that when an engine gets retired from a Class 1 railroad, it doesn't get scrapped. Instead, it gets sold to a lesser important railroad that's very important in the region they run in. This story is about how I got to one of those railroads. But before we go any further, allow me to introduce myself. So this is me. My full name is Michael Jeremy Mikado, but everyone calls me Mike for short. I am a 282 Mikado learned for the Baltimore and Ohio that can pull almost anything from high-speed expresses to slow freights, but please don't put me on slow call drags. Like most engines, I have a crew. Here's Russ, my engineer, and Ken, my fireman. To them, I'm almost like home. No, I mean, they do have real homes, believe me. And I must know that when the story started, I was an orphan. By that, I mean I'm not owned by any railroad. I'm looking for one. The search ended in 1993 while driving to a place called Bryanton, Tennessee. No, Russ, stop! Once we stopped, Russ climbed down and inspected the damage. I could tell he was mad. One of your crank pins is damaged, Mike, but I think I'll hold long enough for us to get to the engine terminal a little further up the track. So we climbed back into the cab, opened the throttle, and we went slowly into the engine terminal. The yard was surrounded by freight cars. Some were later for the new railroads, like CSX and Norfolk Southern, and some were later for railroads long gone, like the New Haven or the Wabash. But then something caught my attention. There was another steam engine there. It was later for the Pennsylvania Railroad, painted Brunswick green, and you just seen a place in the yard. Be right back, Mike. I gotta check on the yard so they can guide us to the nearest repair shop. I watched Russ walk away while Ken baked my fire for the overnight stay. I was so preoccupied with what was going on. Luke, hey, I'm talking to you, B&O. B&O? I'm not B&O, I'm Mike. Well, then why are you later for them? How should I know? I don't remember working for them anyway. In fact, I don't work for any railroad at all. You don't? No, I'm an orphan. My crew and I are trying to find a line that can buy me so I don't have to wander around the country. You know, the short line I work for owns this yard. Oh, that explains the freight cars. Yeah, we are having some engine shortages, and I think we could use an engine like you. Like what kind? Steam? Diesel? Well, since our controller's so desperate, we can take whatever we can get. You starting to think what I think? Hold on. I gotta discuss it with my controller first. Oh, okay. I'm just saying it's possible. If my controller says yes, then it can be done. Well, alright, but hold on. Will I ever see you again? Oh, I come here nearly every day. You'll see me all the time here. Alright, well, please ask him. I promise. Oh, by the way, what'd you say your name was? Mike. Oh, I'm Hank. Nice talking with you. And Hank left the engine terminal. I felt very happy I could have a home. I'm sure my crew will be thinking the same for me. The next day, Ken came early to light my fire. I laid back and drowsed comfortably as the warmth spread throughout my boiler. Then Russ showed up along with a third guy to help repair the broken crank pin. They had just about finished when the safety valve went off. Russ climbed into my cab, pushed forward the Johnson bar, released the brakes, and we left the engine terminal. Soon we were diverted onto what looked like a branch line. We followed it for nearly a mile or so when we entered another yard. Nearby was Hank and a man in some constructor's uniform. I assumed he was his controller. Hello, you Mike? Yes, sir. Well, I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Mr. Marciano. I'm the controller of the Hartman, Tyberg, and Bryanton Railroad. Hank told me about you. I figure with the increasing traffic and decreasing engines, sir, I think he gets it. So, what do I get to do? Well, you have to do some tests first. You have to see what you're good at. Now, Hank has agreed to let you take his next train so that you can learn the line. Soon we were coupled to a short-necked freight train. When we were given the signal, we departed the yard, bound for either Hartman or Glory. By the time we arrived back in Bryanton, I felt great. I had never traveled on a railroad that thought the year was either 1954 or 1982. Overall, on the entire trip, I saw at least 6 other engines, but I never had time to meet any of them because we both had work to do. After Kent uncoupled me, Russ drove me into the yard where Hank and Mr. Marciano were waiting. Hello, Mike. How do you like this railroad so far? It's brilliant, sir. I think I've made up my mind. So, you like it here? Yeah. Well, I figured what you do. I will contact your former owner. I don't have an owner. Oh, that's right. Well, I think I might need some more time to get settled in with the others before he can start work. Yes, sir. Hank, show him the way to the roundhouse. I'll see you both tomorrow. Yes, sir. Follow me, Mike. And we both head off to the roundhouse. As I did so, I thought a little bit about what happened. All my life I have been homeless, always rejected by other railroads that either didn't have room for me or just hated the engines. I'm talking to you, CSX! But now I know of a great place down in Tennessee. It's called the Hartman, Tyberg, and Bryanton Railroad.